TJ. Let's jump into levels and fit. And this is the one that I think many parents don't understand. It's one coaches understand, but it's a tough one for parents and players to get their minds around. So let's talk about levels and fit and what you see. You've coached at different levels. You've had players come to your program from all different levels. What do you see in terms of levels and fits that would be helpful for our parents and even our coaches to understand?
Yeah, and I've played at different levels too, and so I mean I've literally done every level of college basketball, with the exception of Division III, which I have a ton of friends that coach Division III. So I know what all of those levels look like, and we could probably spend a whole webinar breaking that down for coaches and players and parents. I think one of the things that you need to be aware of, and so like there's Division I, Division II, NAIA, there's Division III, JUCO, and there's even there's prep schools that people go to from high school before they go to college. There's just a lot of different levels that you can play at. Some of the things that are different about them is the number of scholarships that they have, and I think that how they do their financial aid. So for instance, if you were just to take like NAIA and Division II, usually have around, somewhere between 8-10 scholarships. You look at Division I, there's a couple more scholarships in there. If you look at Division III, it's usually no actual basketball money, but they could put really good packages together. JUCO does have a good number of scholarships. So there's just a variety of people that give scholarships, don't have scholarships. Some are academic based. And so I'll go into scholarships more in just a second, but I think more just the level and understanding level. I don't think enough people spend time going to watch other games to see what level do I need to be playing at. I don't think they've seen enough games to know what it's like. Was it 2 years ago, we got the opportunity to play a Division I team. We're a Division II team. We beat the Division I team. And so what am I looking for? I'm looking for players that can beat a Division I team. That's what I'm looking for. But then a coach could just assume, well, it's not Division I, you're looking for that. And Division III coach is thinking, well, I'm not just looking for anybody. They got really good players. There's the Division III player that was just at the NBA tryout that might get drafted, that they've got really good players. Every level has got really good basketball players. And so a lot of times, not having been to a game, not having to go and watch an NAIA, a JUCO, a D2, a D1 or whatever, even there's levels within D1, there's a big difference between a player at Duke and a player at a really small Division I school. And sometimes it's not even the level of skill. Sometimes it's that somebody's 6'10" versus 6'6". And so they might be same skill level, but they're dropping down a level because of size. And so there's so many variables that go into it. But what I think is important for parents to know about all of that is, for example, at Division II, we have 10 scholarships. We'll break that up over 4 years. That's 2.5 scholarships. So each year, you're not signing 10 new players. You're signing 1 or 2 players. You might have a really good point guard, but I might not need a point guard. So there might be 0 point guard scholarships at my school. And so the opportunity to get a scholarship is extremely, extremely hard. The opportunity to play college basketball, even if you don't have a scholarship, is really, really, really hard. And I'm not sure people understand the bar, what it takes, how do I get seen? That's what we're talking about today. But I think there's just so many levels to that. And one of the things I would advise people to do is go watch some games to kind of get a better grasp of that. But that's kind of a quick overview of the difference in levels, Mono.
That's really helpful. For any parent or coach on the call, or even some of our international participants tonight, can you just explain JUCO and NAIA? Because everyone's familiar with NCAA, and I think they can get Division I, Division II, Division III, Division I full scholarships, Division II mostly. Most of the players are on scholarship. Division III, no athletic scholarships. They might be getting academic and leadership scholarships. But what is NAIA? And just unpack JUCO, meaning junior college, so that everyone can understand those two.
Yeah, I mean, junior college is the 2-year college where they do have scholarships. I mean, most of them can put somebody on a scholarship with the hope in 2 years you're able to go on to another college. NAIA has scholarships as well, and it varies usually based on institution. But both of them have really high level players. For instance, a friend of mine won the NAIA national championship this year. And, you know, he ended up leaving that school he's at, but both of his players, one of them transferred to Ole Miss, which is in the SEC. And so they had an SEC caliber player playing NAIA, right? And that happens all the time. There's that level of player. And so somebody thinks, well, that level must be pretty low because I don't wait. And look at the national championship team. They were good enough to think two of their players could play at Power 5 schools. And so it varies school to school on number of scholarships, but they do have scholarships. And JUCO has a lot of scholarships, to be honest with you. And there's a lot of reasons people go is because they didn't quite get what they wanted out of there. They didn't quite have it academically. There's reasons they go, but at the end of the 2 years, they're hoping to move on to the next scholarship.